Hey folks, what is going on? Welcome to Coach Gav on Instagram live episode like 3, I think. So today you're not going to see as much of me on the camera. I know, devastating. We're going to flip it around because today we're talking about self-confidence and I have a whole load of shit on the whiteboard here that I want you to see. So flip, bingo. Oh, the zoom works, fucking tremendous. So over here, stop. That's my finger. Right, just get up and walk to a gap, it's way easier. Okay, so over here we have something happens, okay? It's an event, it's a thing, okay? So the example we're using today is an example I got off one of the girls in the gym, right? So the thing was, she had a block mentally when she went back doing the pole vault, okay? She wasn't able to get her feet off the ground, literally. When that happened, there was a result. And the result in this case was she fell short, she didn't succeed. Other forms of results for most of us can be we lose or we miss out, okay? These are results, and then the results will lead to feelings and thoughts. The feelings and thoughts associated with this are sadness, anger, disappointment, being annoyed, being pissed off, being fucked off, all negative emotions, okay? Negative emotions or feelings or thoughts will have two effects. One, they'll come up here. They'll decrease our chances of success because our desire to try will fall. Our productivity drops, our self-belief drops, our feeling and our mood changes negatively, and our progressive, purposeful action drops as well. This, combined with this, will result in a big drop in our self-confidence. When our self-confidence drops, it will then, like a boomerang, return it back up here, impacting our self-belief, our action, our mental state and things like that. That then leads on to this, which is a decrease in our results, okay? So I'll step back a bit just so you can see that whole graphic to go. So starting up here, something happens in life, okay? The result is a negative. You lose, you don't succeed, you miss out, you fall short. That then has feelings and thoughts that are attached to it, which are in most cases sadness, anger, disappointment, annoyance, being pissed off, being fucked off, anything like negative stuff then as well, all right? That has two effects. It directly, as you can see, that will directly drop your self-confidence, and then it will also lead to future issues which will alter your self-belief, your level of desire, your level of productivity as you're going on, which then comes back down, impacting the self-confidence again, which bounces back up, and then it also fans out, affecting our results. Now, flip back to me for a second. Perfect. So that is kind of how self-confidence can negatively go, okay? And that's going to happen for the vast majority of us every day, a little bit of every day, a lot of every day then as well. Or infrequently, especially during times of progress when we're doing well, things are going well, and whack, out of fucking nowhere, our self-confidence takes a hit. Now, self-confidence is a huge thing. It's a foundational piece for people to make progress with and people to grow with as life goes on. Super important. So if it's that important and if it can play that big of a role in our success, then how do we go and protect it? Real good question, you guys. So that brings us to the middle board, which is this bit here. So, no it's not, it's this bit after this bit. So, with here, we go back to the result. You get a result, it's a negative result, okay? We can go down this route, let our feelings and thoughts dwell and grow, affect our self-confidence negatively, or we can come this route here. We can block off the feelings or thoughts, come across here, take the lesson from the situation, apply the lesson, repeat it until we win, which brings a positive effect on our self-confidence, okay? And that then peters off here, we go there in a second. But when you take the lesson and you apply it, we go up here. So this example we had was there was a block mentally when she went back to do the pole vault, okay? The issue was she literally couldn't get her feet off the ground. The lesson was, got to get your feet off the ground before you can get over the bar. So, issue, couldn't leave the ground. Solution, build confidence and belief through repetition. Literally, so this was it. Oh, I just ruined the board with my fat fingers. So that was, she couldn't get off the ground. That was a negative result and a negative result, confidence, a negative result and a negative effect on her confidence. Then literally she was explaining, she started going over small steps, things the height of chairs, small walls, bigger walls, minimum settings on the pole vault bar, until she got back into it and started hitting PBs. Now obviously at this stage along here, she started going over the bar in training as well, but all these had to happen for that. And you see all these things, they were all positive things, positive results, which has a positive impact on the self-confidence. Now so with our self-confidence, when it goes up, it allows us to feed off of it or fuel off of it and kind of build from it. Okay, and we'll link this back to a different example in a couple of seconds as well, just so you can see how if you change the variable in it, the system still applies, the system still works. Okay, so that was it. And the beauty of this is that Leah that was her own story. So I'm kind of, rather than force feeding her, better not move, the signal's a bit shit. Rather than force feeding her the theory, if I showed her the system and then we worked through it, I said, okay, well, think of something that didn't go well for you. She gave me the example. I said, all right, well, how did you feel after that? She gave me all those answers. I said, okay, well, how did that affect you as you went on? She goes, well, and kind of wasn't really feeling too confident afterwards. Beautiful. That's exactly what we were looking for. What's going on, buddy? This is a real good one, man. When I upload it to YouTube, it'll be worth going back for later on. But so like that, when the self-confidence in her had dropped, I said, well, what did you do after? She goes, well, I knew she wasn't going to go back training. Like, it was literally, like, I'm sure we're aware that with the pole vault, getting your feet off the ground is kind of a basic requirement to do well in it. So with this case, when she wasn't getting the feet off the ground, she had to go back and just start building it up then as well. So she, like she said, she referenced even like the small plates here as an example. I should have just spun the camera around. She referenced the small plates as she would run, put the practice pole in the plate, hop over it, and then hop and hop and hop, and then she went through these ones here, going bigger as she went along, improving her confidence, improving her results, so that when she went back to do it with herself, back to me, she went over with more confidence. Now, so Lisa Marie, what's going on? Happy birthday to Sean. Hope you guys are having a good time. So this is the grand scheme of it all here, right? Don't fall over the bench, Gav. Oh, shit. Okay, there we go. So that's the whole diagram we worked through. On this side here, we have a negative event, we have an event with a negative result, negative feelings and thoughts with a negative effect on our self-confidence, okay? Then that will lead then to a negative effect in the future on our mindset, which will have an effect on our results, which will have an effect ultimately on this bit up here, the negative mindset in the future will impact our actions, and then that then will impact our confidence, which then will lead to our results going down. However, if we take the situation from here, there's a reason why it's kind of blurry as well. That's the result from here, take the lesson, apply it, which is up here then as well, where she's able to rebuild her confidence, and then we start going down this way. So we're going to zoom in back on this. So the thing that happened was she overcame the pole vault block, which then led to a result of winning, succeeding, doing well, which then led to positive feelings and thoughts, stronger, happier, less angry. She had an I can mindset and in your face mentality, and she felt really, really good. That then all combined to an increase in her self-belief, improved moods. She was a nicer person to be around, her own words, not mine. Her willingness to try went up, and that's fucking important. And then her progressive, purposeful, positive actions increased as well. So you see how when the first thing happened and the pole vault didn't go well, her confidence started to drop, her willingness to try dropped, her actions dropped, and it affected her results negatively. She took the lesson from the situation, which was, you got to get your feet off the fucking floor. And she literally started by building up over all these different heights until she went into the PB. I think her PB is like 260 on the pole vault or something. I have no idea if that's any particularly good. All I know is it's 3 meters off the fucking floor, and that's a lot. So after this then, the thing then became, she overcame the pole vault, she won even, succeeded, she did well, positive feelings, positive thoughts. Now I don't mean positive thoughts and like, oh, yay, fucking hippie shit. Positive thoughts and like it was a feeling that wasn't negative. Yeah, I did well, I'm stronger, I'm happier, I'm less angry, I've got an I can mindset. Okay? which then meant her self-belief went up, all these things, and they all combined to improve her self-confidence. Now, when her self-confidence goes up, that then impacts this yet again. It's a lovely little boomerang effect, but it goes both ways. Here's the positive impact of it, but here's the negative connotations. No, connotations is definitely not. The negative relationship or the negative impact it can have. When this goes up, our results go up, and then when our results go up, our self-confidence goes up, which means our willingness to try and our purposeful action goes up, which means our results go up, and this trifecta of success happens. But then by the same token, if our self-belief, our willingness to try, and our confidence goes down, so this one, and this one, our results going down. So there's the trifecta of fucking negativity. Now, I'm a big lover of the F word, the 4-letter one. I'm also a hater of the other F word, fail. We don't really fail, okay? Failure is making the same mistake over and over again, okay? But because everything has positive and negative in it. Now, this isn't some hippie bullshit, okay? Because you obviously, it's like a fucking zoo in here. You obviously need to know the context of a situation. Like, someone has passed away. Okay, that's a fairly negative situation, but the positive is you get to go and celebrate your life, okay? Negative situation is someone gets let go. Okay, well, maybe you get to go and find a better job, a more appropriate job, a job that gives you more freedom. You know, it frees up your time. You know, you end up getting somewhere close to the home, or you go somewhere and you meet the person of your dreams and you have a happy life. So even my own example of, my dad going, okay, that was primarily a negative thing, but it was also majorly positive as well, because when he left then, it allowed me to meet other people then as well. So getting at with this graphic here in particular, there's positive and negative in everything. Some situations in life would be like this, majorly fucking positive, but there'll be a little bit of negative with it. Then there'll be the majority of it will be positive with a small bit of, with a little more negativity to it. Some situations like are half and half. Yeah, there's good and bad to it. Other situations will be more bad, but still there's good in it, so don't lose sight of it. And then sometimes for some of us, things can be real negative, but still a little positive in it, so we can't really let that one slip away. So all these things then combine together. Oops, it is. Just so we're clear, I nearly harpooned myself twice on that and I didn't fucking move it because we're stupid. That is self-confidence in the board. Okay? The negative side of it, how it can impact us. So something happens, you get a result, you have feelings and thoughts and beliefs that come out the back of it, how that impacts our confidence and how that impacts the results. Then this side of it, the positive side, something happens, it's a positive result, positive feelings and emotions, a positive impact on our self-belief and our actions in the future, positive impact on our self-confidence, and then a positive impact on our results. This bit here in the middle is when you choose, and make no mistake about it, it's a fucking choice. Something bad happens, you can choose to whinge and bitch and moan about it, or you can choose to do this. Take the lesson from it, apply the lesson, keep applying it until you win, and then you go around this loop of the board. And then that's that bit up here then as well. Okay? Again, the example I've touched on before was the Meath Bulldogs game we had 2 weeks ago. I gave up one pass all game along. The pass itself, that was a negative thing. However, the rest of the game, where they caught 0 passes and I made, I think, 3 or 4 tackles, but also, most importantly, stopped the guys catching the ball, that's a big fucking positive. And like I said, even with the negative, okay, well, I now know next time to do X, Y, and Z differently. So I can focus on the positive side of it, which thankfully I do now, because the old me would have been like, oh my god, it's so fucking negative. Or I can just focus, switching it around. So my confidence going into the game this weekend is fairly high. I know that I've done pretty well all season, and then I know that when I make a mistake, I can bounce right back to it, okay? So personally, I went and did this. Something bad happened, I gave up the touchdown. I felt like absolute fucking shit. There was a fit of rage going on inside of me. Fucking Ted and Mick pulled me aside and had a word with me. My self-confidence dropped a little bit. But I took the lesson, I applied the lesson, and I repeated it until it went over here. And then the positive thing was, the guys caught 0 balls the rest of the game. There was 1 catch he had, that was it, okay? Then we won the match. I won my personal battle in terms of on the field, my job. All those feelings were positive and everything. Then my self-belief went up. So my belief going into this weekend is fairly high. Not cocky high, but when I start facing up against the people I start marking and blocking, the more positive they go, the better my self-confidence is going to be throughout the rest of the game then as well. And then so you're going to have that steady growth. So every moment in the match will effectively give me a positive or negative boost. It'll give me a positive or negative result, and then from that I can build off of it as we go along too. Okay. And your life, everyone's life will be like that too. Again, we go back to the diagram in the middle where, you know, every situation is positive and negative in it. It's kind of down to ourselves which one we choose to focus on, and make no fucking mistake about it, folks. It is a choice. It's a choice that you're making or a choice that I make, and you can go from there with it. And no one can name a situation where I'd be like, okay, well, there has to be a positive in it. And it's not that you're ignoring the negative. It's just that you acknowledge it, you accept it, then you take the fucking lesson and move on from it. Because last time I checked, kind of willowing in self-pity or having a pity party for yourself achieves nothing. Okay, and that's a rhetorical statement. It does achieve fucking nothing. Okay, you know, you can either pick yourself up and go at it again. Is it challenging to have that mindset over and over again? Yeah, it can be. Let's be realistic. It can be quite tough to be like, oh Christ, here we go again. Jeez, here we go again. Great. But that's the reality, where sometimes, you know, if you can protect your mindset, if you can protect your mindset and look after your self-confidence, it puts you in a better position to kind of come back and try again. And to use Leia's example of the pole vault, was the first training session didn't go too well, then she went, she practiced, she applied the lesson, she came back, and she felt confident going at it the next time. And then when she got over the bar, her confidence went up a little more each time she made a run at it. So what if we changed the story about like our diets, our training, our mindset, the effort we make in life in different situations? Oh, I fucking hate my job. Okay, good stuff. You're off to a solid start on a negative mindset. Congratulations. And then you're like, oh, I fucking hate my job. I fucking hate the people I work with. Fuck this, fuck that, the other. I've worked jobs where I fucking hate it. However, those jobs paid me money. And money allowed me to go and do things with the people I love, and allowed me to go and buy things that I liked. Then as time went on, and make no mistake about it, I'm very much understand that I'm extremely fortunate to be super good at a job that I love doing, that can make an impact, and then that can also make a lot of changes. So if you can protect your self-confidence, and even like with parenting, like Freya's 6.5 now, okay? When Freya was a newborn, my self-belief in myself as a parent was fucking zero. And every time I saw her, and every time I minded her, and every time I changed her and bathed her and fed her and dressed her and all these little things, they were all small moments that gave me a positive boost to my self-confidence. And then like when you put the nappy on wrong and she shits herself and it goes everywhere, it's a negative knock on your self-confidence. But you can focus on, okay, it went wrong once, or you can bounce back from it as you go along then as well. It's a fucking choice. Everything is. You know, oh, I went and tried this, it didn't work. Okay, cool, learn your lesson and move on. Because life is going to go on either way, and more stuff is going to come at you down the pipeline. So you can either, you know, wallow and whinge over shit, or you can just be like, all right, just learn your lesson and take it day by day, and moment by moment, and go from there. So, like everything, playing sports, parenting, running a business, having a job, whatever it is, you're going to get thrown a mixed bag. And then it's up to you to then to fucking figure it out. Well, not figure it out, but to make a conscious decision whether you can, you know, go by that. Like I said, it's not just theory. This is what I live. It's what I preach. It's what I coach. It's what I show people going through that as well. All right. I've lived it firsthand, and I've done it the opposite way. I've lived life where I've let my self-confidence drop, where I've focused on the negative as opposed to the positive. And like I said, so I'm trying to put my foot in the bench here, I keep missing it. Oh, there we go. Sorry. So it's not just about, look, bad shit happens, yeah. People fucking die. Like I had a cousin pass away February of last year. That's a fairly negative thing, okay? However, the positive was we got to celebrate his life, and he's helped create 2 beautiful daughters, and he's left behind an awful lot of positive memories. It's also given me more perspective on being more proactive with my family life and with things like that, and not letting situations kind of turn into fucking big things or whatever, like getting over it. So like that was a fairly negative thing with a positive outcome. We won the match of the weekend. That was a sizably positive thing with a negative side on it, was that I did make a bit of a mistake, and that was it. A big positive with a little negative in it. Or Christ, everything. You could message me. We could go back and forth for hours ultimately, okay? With different examples of things. But just to bang it home one last time, it's all our choice. And you're probably sitting there going, yeah, but like my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my husband, my wife, my kids, my neighbour, my boss, whatever, they do this or they do that. That's cool. Cute story. Pity parents. Yeah, Sarah, that's the fucking truth. Pity parties are literally the worst. They're literally the least fun parties at all to be at. Yeah, and that's it. That's actually a good point that Sarah's made there, lads. Where kind of sometimes hearing about other people's pity parties can fucking bring you down. You're like, okay, I understand as a coach, I have to kind of hear about some of them, because if I hear about it, I can bring them out of it. But if you go out for food or you go out for drinks, and someone starts whinging about shit, kind of makes you wish you weren't there, doesn't it? Happens to me. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. We all have that person that we know or we used to know that you don't invite out as much anymore because everything's a fucking whinge. Like, get over it. Like, I know she's not on Instagram, so I could say it. I love my mum to death. Sometimes she is a little bit more negative than I like to be, but again, she's my mammy and I love her. But so even from a mindset point of view, and even like, fuck that, not even my mum, even me, I used to be, oh yeah, that's the worst one. You ask someone, how are you? And then they kind of go, and then straight away you're just like, fucked up here we go. There's nothing fucking, I think it's a really Irish thing where it's like, how are you? You go, yeah, grand. It's like, okay, cute. So you want to enjoy your life being, yeah, grand. Good one. Good luck with that. No interest in fucking grand. But then also, like, the flip, even the flip side of that is it gives us a chance then where if they are a good friend, maybe we can help them see the positive in it. And then the next time someone asks them, they have a better recollection of that story as opposed to fucking ruining someone else's day. Because sometimes when we ask them that question, how are you, how you doing, it's a chance for us to, or it's a chance for them to be like, okay, I have something on my chest, I have something on my mind, I want to get it off, I need a bit of help, I just don't know how to ask for it, which is a surprisingly common thing. This is probably a whole separate video altogether. Sarah, thanks for giving us this idea. But yeah, it just ends up being like, that just fucking, it's how things go sometimes. It's the world we live in. And again, we kind of, Ev had said, one of the guys in the football team had said on Facebook earlier, where like, when people share reality, people rarely share reality on social media. And then even when they do share a reality, it's a fake reality. It's a reality they want you to think is the way that things are. Trisha, what's going on? Trisha, this is one you're probably going to want to rob off of YouTube later on when I upload it and have a look at it. Rob the graphic later and run it through with all the gang over in Backgate. It's pretty fucking solid. Also, it'd be pretty good for myself and yourself too. But again, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here because I'm off to do a bit of a walk before I collect Los Bambino. Protect your self-confidence, and you absolutely have a say in it. Okay, you have a big say. I'll flip it around just so you get a quick glimpse up. Okay, so quick run through one last time. So something happens. In this case, it was a pole vault. This is a variable. Okay, that's an action plan. That's also the variable, and here's the other variable. Everything else is a fucking set framework, right? So we go through the negative first, get it out of the way, and we finish on a positive. Something negative happens. In this case, she failed at the pole vault. The result was that she lost, she didn't succeed, she would miss out, or she fell short. They then had feelings and thoughts. They were sadness, anger, disappointment, annoyance, being pissed off, everything to that. They all combined to have a negative impact on her self-confidence. They also came up here, and in the future, it affected her decision to try, her productivity, her self-belief, her feelings, her moods, and her progressive purposeful action, okay? Because there's a difference between purposeful action and being busy, okay? Make sure you're progressive. This then impacted her self-confidence and came back up here and impacted her results negatively, okay? Then the option is this. When you get a result that you don't like, you can block it out, take the lesson, apply the lesson, repeat until you win, which improves your self-confidence. How did that look in this particular case? The pole vault issue was that we couldn't leave the ground. Too close to the board, Gav. Okay? Couldn't leave the ground, which was this one here. Then she started progressively building her confidence and her belief through repetition. She was going over steps, chairs, walls, big walls, small bars, and then leading eventually that when she got back into competition, she set a personal best. Okay? That then became a positive thing. She overcame the pole vault block. She won, she succeeded, she did well. That then brought on a whole host of positive feelings. She was stronger, happier, less angry. She had an I can mindset. She had an in-your-face mentality. She felt really fucking good. That then came back around to this bit, a positive impact on her self-belief. Can't read my own handwriting, that's fucking bad. An improved mood, she was nicer. Her willingness to try went up, super important. And then her progressive, purposeful, positive action increased too. These two matter majorly. Majorly. Don't sleep on those two. Willingness to try, purposeful action. Get that shit under control, yeah? Then they all had a positive impact on her self-confidence, which positively impacts her, all of these again, which went back up, impacted her results, and positive results improve positive self-confidence, which improve your belief, your willingness to try, your purposeful action, which make us feel happy, and all these fucking good things that fucking matter. And missed my finger. It's that easy. If you're following the page, you know where I'm coming from. You know the background. You know what we've gone through. You know what I've gone through, okay? I've had a reasonably fortunate life. Yeah, some highs and lows and everything. Everyone fucking has them, okay? And I'm sure as life comes down, you know, I'm only 31. I know, boyishly good looks. But at 31, I know there's so much more that's going to come my way in life. And if I can protect my confidence and take on any situation, it'll eventually work out. I'm off. Be good. God bless. I'll see you soon, alright?